Greetings and welcome to this week's magical message. I hope you all have had a wonderful week. This week is a little bit different. I needed to take some personal time to get some stuff done and just, kind of tend to my myself and my children and whatnot. So, we're going to talk about this weekend. I want to talk about some things that are unexpected that you should be, I should say at this point, once you listen to the reading, you'll be expecting it, but some expected but unexpected things, some things that maybe you didn't expect to happen in the time frame by the looks of these cards. Now, it's very interesting because I've seen a very similar message show up in a lot of readers' readings over the past maybe like month or so, where there is like a victory after having had someone or someone's move against you in some negative ways. And it's interesting because it's kind of the vibe with this reading. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and get into this. So we start off with the Freeman and the Son of Coins. The Freeman is like the Fool card, but this particular card talks about the opportunities, not being bound by rules and regulations, having the opportunity to maybe step into some different worlds, try on some different hats, move in some different ways. So there's opportunity that is present here with the Son of Coins. It also talks about, timing. There's something specific about this particular timing, making sure that you have the things that are necessary to be prepared. But then also, there's also a certain element of patience, understanding and trusting the way that these things manifest and come about. And there is a very particular timing with this. Now, just pulling in terms of the additional, some additional information for the Freeman. I wanted to say the Fool, but the Freeman, you have the Ace of Sticks reversed. You have Seven of Coins and then Six of Knives. So this is for a lot of us, this is going to be opportunities, or these are going to be opportunities that come about that may have presented themselves previously. The energy was attempting to come in previously, but for whatever the reason, you did not see it. Maybe you weren't willing to take that risk. You weren't willing to take that chance. But these are opportunities that are coming back around. These are energies that are due to us. So regardless of whether you're dealing with a situation where someone or something has come in and interfered, or whether you were dealing with just not seeing those opportunities because of the place that you were in, you're now in a position to be able to see those opportunities, especially with that Seven of Coins, following that Ace of Sticks. Okay, so there's some value that you've found that in your own self, in your own direction, in your own ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs, your understandings that you did not have previously. Right. So now you're going back and you're getting what's yours. You're taking back what is yours. And I really feel this energy is long overdue. I feel like this is like that Justice card kind of coming back around and you're getting what you're owed. The flip side of that is those energies, for whoever this applies to, those energies, those people who have interfered, there is justice that's coming back around on the other end as well. And I feel like if this is a person or a particular people, like a group or something like that, I feel like they have this energy of not kind of following the rules. They like to kind of bend the rules a little bit, or just completely make up their own rules and fly off of that. But you also have the Six of Knives, okay? So the Six of Knives can talk about travel. It can talk about, it gives us energy of like a graduation, right? Like this energy of having had moved beyond a certain place. You've gotten the lessons that you needed to get. You have, you've transformed whatever it is that you've needed to transform, and most especially in your own mind. I feel like for some of you, you'll relate to this, but for some of you, you may have been in situations, jobs, relationships, situationships where you may have felt that mentally you were dealing with just a lot of clutter. Maybe you weren't trusting your intuition. Maybe you were just mentally feeling really clouded, your judgment feeling really clouded, not really understanding or knowing what direction to go in or what to do, what opportunities to take. you weren't able to see truth from false, or lies from what weren't lies, or just not being certain in what it is that you're looking at. So there's some clarity that's coming in. You know, the Six of Knives, it's like you have transformed those energies, and you can now leave those things that were causing trouble, that were causing dysfunction behind. You can move forward. And there's also a letting go. So this may be something that some of you all are needing to do in this time period during this weekend. It's going to prompt that you let these things go, that you release these things. And so there's this energy of like an unexpected ending, an unexpected transformation. You may have thought that maybe there was something that was going to happen that facilitated this later on down the road. Maybe you imagined it happening a different way. But it feels like, now is the time. It feels like, that is the energy that's coming forward, where whatever it is that's needing to be released, you're going to have that opportunity to release those things and go back and claim, whether it be literally, physically, or energetically, emotionally, mentally, claiming what is yours, right? Really taking ownership of that and letting go of the stuff that gets in the way, letting go of the people and situations, and even those energetic cords that connect us to repeat energies. Right. So you're in a position now to remove yourself from that space. So now we're looking at the Son of Coins. Okay. And right up underneath the Son of Coins was the Daughter of Baskets. She brings good news. This would be like the feminine version. This would be the feminine version of like a Jack of Hearts. If you are into cardology, the Jack of Hearts is like the Christ card, right? Sacrifices for children. But this is the more feminine aspect of that card. And so it's bringing a certain amount of wealth. It's bringing a certain amount of knowledge, information, good news, right? For some of you, there could be positive news around a baby that just kind of came through. So, but with this baby, there may be something that comes where you have to make a decision about how it is that you're going to stand, or where it is, how it is that you're moving. But whatever it is, it feels like this is this energy this weekend. So for any of you all who just recently found out, congratulations. And understand that there are blessings even with some of the trials that you may face moving forward. I feel like the news of this baby would be a very good thing. I feel like some of the environment, or the participating or non-participating parties, may be something in there that causes some of these, little bumps in the road you have to learn how to navigate through, or over, or whatever. But yeah, so there's good news coming this weekend. And it has to do with the timing of this. It feels like there's been some energies that have been sped up. You have this Nine of Sticks after the Daughter of Baskets. The Nine of Sticks would be like the Nine of Clubs in cardology, or the Nine of Wands in traditional tarot. But in this particular thing, it talks about protection, or in this particular deck, it talks about protection, having everything that you need to move forward. There's no area where you've got, little holes where things can seep in. You are protected all the way around, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so it's time. You fortified yourself. You built yourself up for this thing that is happening. And it feels like a reckoning. It feels like something, like a major pivotal point in your life. Whatever this decision is to move forward, to leave something behind, is a really positive, perfectly timed thing. And you may not have realized how much these other energies may have played a part in your manifestations, or the lack of manifestations. You may not have realized how much there was an impact on your mind, on your emotions, on what you believed or didn't believe, how clear you were, right? But there's a righting to some wrongs that's happening here. So with the Nine of Sticks, right, if you're prepared for something. And you have this Ace of Knives. Excuse me. Ooh, you have this Ace of Knives, okay? And the Ace of Knives is reversed. And then you have the Father of Sticks. The Ace of Knives is, on one hand, it can talk about the physical. It can be a death card. right? So there is once again this energy of things ending, of whatever is due is coming back around. But I feel like there is clarity, because this Father of Sticks talks about clarity. It talks about having a head cleanse, a spiritual head cleanse. So there's clarity, there's certainty, there is logic that's coming in. So something, some energy, some work, some people, or person, right? But I feel like, where you find one thing, you're going to find that thing in other places as well. Just even if it's simply just because of the impact, the energetic impact is going to show up someplace else. So whether you're dealing with one person where the energies have kind of bled into other areas of your life, or whether you are dealing with multiple people, right? And so those energies could bleed into other areas of your life, especially if it's not something that you've been aware of until recently. And I feel like the news of whatever this thing is, whatever it is that you needed to know, right? The thing that was out of alignment or what was going on, I feel like you know what those things are. I feel like you were not expecting for things to take a particular turn where those things are completely X'd out of your life, right? As quickly as it is. You may have been contemplating how this transition was going to happen, what that was going to be like, what that bridge was going, with the experience of that bridge between you having this insight, you knowing, you feeling these imbalances, and then how those things actually play out in terms of being dealt with and moved on from. Okay, but I feel like it's going to be very seamless. And I feel like it was important for you to go through and experience some of the things that you did. It may have felt like there were delays all over the place that may have been moving against you. But I feel like despite anyone's or anything's energy wanting to put delays in your life or in your path, wanting to slow things up, I feel like there was an energy of the universe and your guides were moving things slowly so that you could see what it was that you weren't able to see before, so that you could have some clarity on some people. And I keep feeling like these are people. So obviously this is not going to be exact for everyone, but I feel like there are some people that you needed to be able to see. And so that information, that knowing, and then that action that comes afterwards where you're moving accordingly, that's now, right? This is that time now. But the Ace of Knives can talk about, inappropriate speech. This could be someone speaking out against you in a negative way. It could be someone speaking out against, it could be whatever this is, them being seen or being recognized where there are others who are speaking out against them, right? But it can also talk about, clouded judgment, psychological games and manipulation and that kind of thing. It talk about physical bodily harm. It can talk about very, or more so violent or forceful, right? This is, again, you also have to think this is also a death card, and it can, depending on the additional cards that come with it, it can also talk about a physical death. I'm not really necessarily feeling a physical death in this particular spread, but just think of that energy when you think of the Ace of Knives. It carries a lot of heavy energy with it, and this is reversed. So these are things that are not moving in their lighter side. They're carrying some of those heavier energies with them. This could also be someone, like if someone was playing mind games and that kind of thing, this is also that justice coming back around that says, okay, now those games and those things have caught up with them. Now they can no longer run. They're having to deal with that judgment. They're having to deal with the law. They're having to deal with whatever that karma is. But yeah, so something's come to an end. You're very clear about that. You understand, you have a full, clear vision of that. I feel like there is a trusting in yourself. And I feel like whatever it is that's happening this weekend is going to bring that into even greater clarity for you. It's going to lock it in. Afterwards, you have Dim Bones and you have Nine of Baskets. Dim Bones talks about there being a shock. It's right. It's upright. So this feels like it feels like it carries a heavier energy, but the energy does not feel like it is saying something negative about you, or about the collective. It feels like this is more so about you realizing and seeing something that was not right. You witnessing or gaining clarity around some injustices that were done, some things that were done. And in the Nine of Baskets, they've got several different baskets in this particular picture with different things in it, but the one that was highlighted the most was the money. And so there could have been someone playing around with your money, whether we're talking about doing like spell work, spiritual work, whether we're talking about someone literally doing some things illegally or some things to just manipulate what it is that things look like for you. Because I feel like that Nine of Baskets energy is like, it's saying that you are very full, you're very abundant, you have all of these things. And maybe this money, maybe the things that you had was what was seen, and they were focused on that. That energy was focused there. So then you have the Five of Sticks that came as just some extra detail about the bones and Nine of Baskets. The Five of Sticks can talk about a change of mind, just changing your course, change of perspective that leads you to move differently. It can talk about, haters kind of being in the background, having things to say, gossip, slander. But you're not really focused on that. You see very clearly. So it's like like I said, like your mind is very made up. You're very clear on what things are. And so the gossip and the slander are not really, they're not even really touching you, because you're very focused on what it is that you now see, the clarity that you now have. You understand what it is that you have of value, what it is that has caused these energies to kind of interact with you in the way that they have. I feel like there was a lot that there was a lot of value you didn't see in yourself. You didn't realize how valuable you were. And not just that, but there's also a certain amount of value that you naturally have attracted to you. There's certain blessings, certain luck, just good energy that you naturally have. And when people see those things and they are lower vibrational people, they get hungry. They want a piece of the pie that you have, or that they believe that you have. And so they want to come in and, they want to start stuff. They want to manipulate. They want to try to steal. They want to lie. They want to scheme. They want to, do all kinds of things to try to take from you what they feel you don't deserve and what they feel that they want, even though deep down they don't feel like they deserve it, which is why they don't have it. Okay, so then you have Miss Robinson, which is the Devil card, Ace of Coins upside down, Courting card upside down, and then Gullah Jack. So this is someone who you have some sort of relationship with, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be a romantic relationship, but someone that you were in some kind of partnership or union with that was disharmonious. This is someone who has there is someone who had sight of what it is that you had coming, or what it is that you have, and they wanted a piece of that pie. They wanted something that was not theirs. They saw you, they saw your light, they saw what feels like success, victory, recognition, happiness. They felt these energies on you. And whether it's because they intuitively, through spiritual work, through or just through their ability to watch and study people. Maybe this is someone who's kind of watched you or studied you for a while, so that they could gain some insight as to what it is that you have, what it is that you will have. Maybe they feel your energy and they know that you're the kind of person to want to push and get things done, and you have vision, and you're really moving in that direction, and they kind of want to cut some corners for themselves and make it easier for them to reach some of the places and the heights that they wanted to reach. With Miss Robinson, it feels like there was this energy of wanting to, because the devil can talk about seduction. And so maybe that was an element of this person's character, or it was part of what they used to weave their way in. But there is an energy here of games, of slickness, of being out of integrity, and maybe even planning or scheming. They wanted to take something. They wanted to be able to walk away with something. They wanted something that didn't belong to them. And then Gullah Jack is the hangman. But in this particular card, the thing that stood out to me was the circle, the white circle in his on his forehead. And I thought about that mind. I thought about that mental energy. And so they have been playing mind games, some serious mind games to keep you stuck, to keep you in a place where you didn't feel like you can get out, even though it's kind of like someone telling you and brainwashing you and torturing you or abusing you and telling you you have no power. You have no power. And they remove all of these things from around you, the people, your environment, all of these things. And they tell you that these are the things that gave you power. And so now that you don't have these things, now that I've isolated you, now that I've taken these things away from you, you don't have anything. You're reliant on me, and I'll never let you go. You'll never be able to move beyond this place, right? When all the while you were the power, right? Maybe these other things were supporting factors, but it didn't take away the truth, which is that you are that power. And I feel like a lot of you, going back to the 7 of coins, a lot of you are realizing that you are that power. And so the people in the situations that had some power over you because you didn't realize you have the power, I feel like you're moving out of that space. You're taking that power back. And so then you have Bishop, Siege, Manson, and the Father Knights. Both of these cards together is like time's up. Karma's coming. You're paying your dues. Have you been in integrity? Have you been following the rules? Have you been in alignment? Those are those kind of energies. And then we have the 6 of coins. The 6 of coins reversed, though, which is what this is like your debts are owed, right? You have debts. They are owed. It's time to pay up. You've run out of time. Luck is not on your side. Those kind of energies. So they definitely have. They've got it coming. This is easy as I can put it. Whatever these energies are, however these things have moved against you, they have it coming. It's like you don't even have to worry about those things. Just keep making sure that you do the things that keep your head clear. Making sure that if you start moving in like self-doubt and questioning things, and especially if the feeling is excessive, like in a way that you can't even understand, or if let's say the truth about someone or someone's, and you go back and forth and you're trying to figure out, okay, am I seeing things clearly? Am I tripping? Am I the one that's crazy? Reel it back in. As soon as that starts to happen, reel it back in and do whatever it is that you do that clears your mind, because those are those lingering energies just kind of wanting to touch and, get in and manipulate and do what it is that they've been doing, right? So, but outside of you just making sure that your energy stays clear, you may even find that you want to start wrapping your hair, your head, keeping your head covered. I was actually instructed to do that a couple of days ago. Just upping your protection, upping the way that you care for yourself, upping the way that you lay down those protection boundaries, right, for yourself. So that, because it's like you're good, you're fine, you're going to be successful, but you also have to have an awareness of who and what it is that you're dealing with. The people and the energies that are present that have been combating, your successes, they're not your friends, right? Some of these people have done some horrendous things. Some of these people are attempting to do some horrendous things. And so you have to understand what game it is that they're playing, right? Not that you have to play the game, but you have to understand what game they're playing, so you know how to find that exit door. You don't have to try to decide whether you're going to play the game, whether you're going to confront them about the game, you don't have to do any of that, right? There's no need for conversation, because once you know what this is, what else can be said? They're not going to change. They're not going to become someone different. They're not going to all of a sudden act like, a person of integrity. They may pretend, but they're not going to become that thing, right? So then it's like, okay, if you're not going to give me what I deserve and what I require, why am I here? What am I doing here? Why am I still in this position? It's now time to leave. You can't have what it is that you want from me. I'm no longer giving you my energy to feed off of. I'm no longer going to stand in and ignore the fact that maybe this person is doing spiritual work against you. Maybe it's a group of them doing spiritual work against you, right? Take what applies. You can't ignore that. You ignore that, and that's just kind of crazy, right? You can't ignore that. You have to move in integrity. So keep moving forward. Up your spiritual protection, your own self-care, those things that you do to keep your own space. Make sure that you mind the energies that are interacting with you or that you're interacting with, so that you can, again, keep that energy clear. You want to make sure that you take the lessons that you've learned and apply them as you move forward. But yeah, so there's some unexpected justice coming. Congratulations, because it is long overdue. I know personally I have been dealing with those kind of energies, and it's, at this point, there's nothing else that can be said, right? There is absolutely nothing else that can be said. You know the truth. You know how these people have moved. You know what they've done against you. You see it clearly, right? There's no more need for the conversation. Now it's time to move forward. Now it's time to move in a way that is going to transform your life as you know it and as you've known it, and really bring in some new things. Let's see, you have on top of the deck, you have the Strength card. You have the Eight of Knives. So there's energies that have been built up, strength that has been built up. You've learned these lessons. You have fortified yourself. You fortified yourself in ways you don't even realize yet. And you'll get a chance to see how much it is that you've grown as you continue on your journey. With this Eight of Knives, the road is open. You've done what's necessary for that way to be clear. So you're going to be moving forward. Like I said, John Horus talks about there being energies, or that you have the ability to move these energies forward, right? And so you're doing what it is that you need to do. Really dive into that knowing. Trust what it is that you see, what it is that you know, because that is going to be the secret to your success, right? Because these energies, more than likely, they're never going to actually truly admit who it is that they are and what it is that they've done. You can't move as though those things aren't true just because they act oblivious, right? You have to actually move as these things are what they are, and I'm going to move forward, right? So you have the right of way. It's your turn to go. Eight of Coins, Ten of Baskets. I'm just looking at the cards on the other side of the deck. I know you all are not seeing the picture of them. Okay, so you have the Eight of Coins, the Ten of Baskets, the Ace of Baskets, and the Father of Baskets. So it's a lot around relationships, a lot around emotions and feelings, connections. So I feel like there are going to be new things coming in all these different areas. The Eight of Coins talks about self-employment, working hard to meet a goal. This could be internship, that kind of thing, but it's around the self, that self-empowering kind of work and employment, and just how you reach those successes, right? So you having had done the work on yourself is what is allowing for these new things to come in. You have the Ten of Baskets, that's new relationship. That's an attraction of relationships, one. So expect for these things to bring in things that are more in alignment, relationships, people that are in more alignment with you. The Ten of Baskets energy is also kind of like, you may be connecting with family, maybe extended family. Maybe you've had the opportunity to meet some people that you hadn't met before that offer some different perspectives, offer some different experiences. Just kind of expand your own relational wealth and that heartfelt, satisfactory that you desire. You have the Ace of Baskets, so again, that's that self-fulfillment, that's having the things that you need. It can also, it can be the baby card, it can be the inner child card as well. So you may have, like we talked about, there could be a baby that someone is, finding out they're pregnant with this weekend. But there's also these energies of just newness, this renewal, is being almost like being reborn, right? And then the Father of Baskets is very generous. He has the ability to conjure up all that it is that he needs, all that it is that he also needs to provide, right? So you have everything that you need. You have luck on your side. You have or the attraction of positive things for those of you who don't necessarily believe in luck. There are energies that are working for your good, that are working in your favor. And so you're going to receive everything that it is that you need, everything that is that you need to provide, right? If some of you are worried about your finances or your family or how you're going to do certain things, maybe you just have a lot on your plate right now. Because the king of the table, the father, is always going to, in terms of that more traditional family role, right? Not everybody subscribes to that, but just in terms of that energy, right? The father, that head of the household energy, whether it's male or female, this energy provides. This energy will have a lot on their plate, and they have to learn how to manage all of these things. So you may also be finding that you're delegating some responsibility. The 10 of Sticks didn't come up. It talks about delegating responsibilities and, having some loads taken off, but there's still that energy because of this graduation. Again, you're going to have the opportunity to see how these energies have interacted with you that you didn't even realize were impacting you in the way that they are. So it looks really good. Again, it may feel intense because this is an energy that has needed to leave your life. This is something that has been purposely stepping in to cause imbalances. And now is the time to end it. And I feel like the way that it's coming, with such absoluteness, that it also is presenting itself within the opportunities that come because of this ending. I feel like the way that is happening, you're not expecting it. And even in you hearing this reading and knowing that this is what energy is about, you're still not going to expect all the ways that this thing comes together. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading. I hope that you all got something from it. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you trust yourself. I hope that you really trust yourself and that you allow for this door to close permanently so that you can move forward and you're not in a space where you were trying to battle these energies anymore, right? They're kind of played out. And it's interesting, again, because I've heard so many readers talk about these same energies that have just continuously come up. I don't know if it was last week. It may have been last week. It may have been the week before that. But I know those energies started coming up in the reading, I think, a week or two ago. But it's a good thing that they're coming up and they're leaving, right? This is that time. So I hope that you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe so that you can see these videos, listen to these videos every time I upload. And I hope you all do some really beautiful things with the powers and the magic that is being presented to you. So with that, we will talk again next week. Thank you all. If you all need to reach me for any reason, booking, or just wanting to share your thoughts or your feelings, your comments, all of my contact information is down below. Till next time. Bye.